Alright legends, welcome along to another little video here on Here's Rotter's Vlogs. I had to really think about that one for a second because I've been doing so much video work for other channels in the last couple of days. Head's a little bit fried, but we're just here to do a little update on the whole no smoking thing. I have officially hit the 3-week mark. I have in the past gotten to this stage 3 weeks. I think my best at this point was probably close to 4 weeks before I tripped up and fell. But in having said that, I was on nicotine replacement the whole time in previous attempts at stopping smoking. Last time I was talking to you on this channel, I was saying that I had to take the patch off because it was making me ill, and I've gone, you know, the better part, I've had 3 weeks today, and I've gone just about over a week now without any nicotine patches at all on me. And the only thing that I'm still keeping close hand is the little inhaler that has that little piece of thing in there that has like a nicotine in there. If you need the wee kick, if it gets it better of you, you've got that there to work with. So I still have that little security blanket right there, but I'm not really, you know, looking for it as much as I thought I would be at this point. It is yeah, it's been difficult, I'm not going to lie. They say, the majority of people I've been talking to have said that the first 2 weeks was the hardest, and they were extremely difficult. The sickness was immense, but for me the 3rd week here has been the toughest one, not physically but mentally. They say that when you're on the path that you're supposed to be on, if you're doing something right in life, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is going to throw some obstacles in your path to see how committed you are to the goal that you're trying to achieve. And this week in particular has thrown some major, oh gosh, I don't even know how to even address this at this point without giving away a lot of personal stuff that's been happening over the last week. But there has been some, for me, not gonna lie, some real devastating stuff that has happened over the last couple of days in my personal life, and it's been very challenging. What I will say is, I was forced into a situation where I had to make a massive choice that the typical, historically, the typical version of me would not be able to make the decision. And normally if a decision like that was handed to me or presented to me, I would back down to whatever the scenario was. You know, if someone tries, let's just say someone tries to manipulate you into making a decision, and you constantly fall for that, and you make a decision that the other party wants you to make. But this time, in the moment, I was just like, I picked the only choice that was making sense for me right there and then in that moment. And it was a tough one, devastating one, not gonna lie, hurt quite a bit to do it, but it was one of those moments where you're thinking, right, this here is definitely the confirmation that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm on the right path right here. Kicking the nicotine has definitely been the mental block that's been holding me back for a long time right now. I've said it before in the past, whenever I was trying to at least cut down on cigarettes, the times I was doing that was like the opener. I, as you know, do the odd little bit of indie film content here and there. Haven't done it much in recent years, but I was always, still am, I'm very switched on upstairs whenever it comes to the imagination. It's one of these things that you kind of lose as you're growing up and getting older. You kind of lose that childish ability to really sit there and dream up scenarios. And you know, you look at a small child playing with their toys and whatnot, they're making up entire universes and stories and whatnot. It's just like, it is unreal what kids can do with their imagination. I never really lost that when I grew up. I still have that ability in a major way, but in recent years, I would say from 2012 onwards, I was having a real mental block when it came to actually sitting down to write something, when it came to any film content. And I had noticed in previous attempts to cut down or get away from nicotine, that mental block each time seemed to dissolve a little bit, and the imagination will start coming back really heavily, and this time has been no different. So there's been a few days this week I've been at work early in the mornings, and I have started to take this little file with me, which I've had for a long time now, and I have it marked on the side here as like script development, and on the front as well, and it's just full of A4 pages, and I'm literally just, if I get a few moments there and the craving has kicked in and it's hitting me hard, I'll take the little inhaler there and maybe take a little pull on that there just to take that edge off a little bit, but then pushing that creative side of my personality a little bit harder. And I've actually come up with a few decent ideas this week. I went through again, to go back to previous attempts there, like the nicotine dreams is always a big thing there back in the day when I was trying to do this, and that didn't change. And I got into the habit of, you know, I've got my phone next to the bed every night, and I've got into the habit of, I had a weird dream, I would wake up and, like a form of journaling, it started off as like, you know, writing stuff down and trying to like sort out your thoughts mentally, but then a lot of stuff started coming up, and like, you'd wake up in the middle of the night, you'd think that would make an awesome short movie, or even a feature series, or a full-blown feature indie project, and you're just like, and if you don't write it down straight away, you would lose it. So I tried that for a long time, but dreams can get away from you very quick. So I got into the habit of waking up, lifting the phone, and just starting up the voice recorder, and I would record just like a vomit pass of what I just dreamt that night. And some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't make sense. So during the week there, I sat in the car one morning with this file with me, and I just opened up the little audio recorder and seen what was in there. There was about 7 files, audio files in there, that I've got absolutely no memory of recording. It's my voice. It's obvious that I've just woke up from a sleep, and I sound like I'm just at death's door. I'm that tired and out of it. And yes, there were some really good ideas there, and some real random stuff that doesn't make sense. But in saying that, there's one of those ideas that was completely out there. It was just like, it was like one of these ideas where it was a scenario more than anything else, and it was like an island off the coast of Northern Ireland, or you know, it could be anywhere, just a little piece of land independent from the mainland, and there was a rock band that was out there for a concert, and the town folk, there was something dark about them, and those nicotine dreams go to some very dark places from time to time, but that was sort of more or less the vibe of that dream. But I sat down, I wrote that into a book I have right here. So any of those little ideas that I would get in the audio recorder, I would normally take and have this little book here and actually just write it down word for word what I have in the audio recorder. So there's a backup there. Then I get into the vomit pass stage with that little random idea of just like this 4-person rock band playing a gig on an island with weird people living there. Started playing about with that there to see if I could get anything out of it, and I've actually got a full outline right now, which I haven't got much written down for it, but I do. Well, I sat and worked it out, and when I got something, I realised I'm not going to have time right now to put it down into the little notebook. Again, this was outside work one morning, so I fired up the audio recorder once again on the phone, just your memo, and recorded what I had kind of seen in my mind. But it's one of these ideas right now where it came from like a 4-line dream where I had written down in the book, and I had in the audio recorder, wrote down in the book, thought about it, expanded that to something that could possibly run to like 10 or 15 minutes in a short film format right now. It's no longer a band. It's 4 people that go to this island on a fishing trip, essentially, at this point. So it's completely changed already. That's the beauty of this sort of thing. You come up with these ideas that are just have got no real form to them whatsoever at the very beginning, but there's enough there to give you that little piece of foundation, that little cornerstone that you can set down there and think to yourself, okay, that's good that I have this. So if I can get this to a point where it's actually made, it's just going to be really interesting whenever you get something to that end where I got conclusions to. Like, it took 7 years of my life to get that made, but whenever you really sit down and think about where the ideas originally came from, and how you got there, it's just it's interesting whenever you have that little trail of breadcrumbs from the original idea to where it's going. So it's just what it expanded to within a day was unreal. Like, it's pretty much it's just getting the full form of the script idea right now, because I do have that beginning and the middle and the end. Like, you hit those 3 marks and then you write the script around them, essentially. So I know what I want to do, I know how I want to get there, I know where I want to finish it off, and it's been really good. It's been like, it's just it has been a stressful week, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a devastating, stressful week. It's been a very life-changing week for me personally. It's just, as I say now, there was a decision that was forced to make literally yesterday at this point, and it's something that was completely foreign to what I am naturally, and but it's amazing how freeing something like that can be whenever you step out of that comfort zone. Again, the universe is just, whatever way you want to call it, it's down to you. It's whether it be the universe, God, karma, whatever way you want to look at it. That's gonna, once you start to get yourself onto that path that you genuinely feel that you should have been on all along, the best way to find out where you're on it or not is how the galaxy or God or karma, once again, is just however that's gonna play into it, because it's gonna test you in a major way, and that's just 100% where I'm at the moment, particularly the last 4-day stretch of this week has been really that for me. A little bit of sickness involved in there as well. A lot of emotional hurt. There's no other way I can put it. It's just a lot of emotional hurt and sickness that's brought me up to this point right here, but it has been mixed with revelations about how creative I can actually get whenever I'm free from the grasp of the nicotine and addiction of some sort. So we're there. Hopefully we've got to that point now. I think yesterday might have been the big turnaround for me as far as how I can deal with this stuff moving forward. It's been a real learning curve, and I definitely don't want to go back. At this point I would be very, very upset with myself if I let myself slip up now and smoke again, because what I've went through in the past 3 weeks and the personal sacrifices that I've had to make and I've been forced to make have just opened my eyes to this is what had to be done. So you just have to kind of make peace with what reality you're currently going through, because I have learned right now that the true reality that you're going to be living is going to be the one that's going to be the least comfortable for you. There's a lot of truth to what people say. It's like motivational speakers, as much as they can be cheesy and whatnot, and it's like rah rah rah, you know, it's like there's a lot of truth to it. You know, as cheesy as a lot of it sounds, it's very, very accurate. If you are going to stick with your comfort zone, you're never going to grow. And I made the attempt to get out of mine, and a couple of ex-friends actually helped me and more or less pushed me out. And I'm going to be grateful to my dying day for what, as heartbreaking as it's been over the last couple of days, I'm going to be eternally grateful for the treatment that I've had over the last week. But again, this is something that I really shouldn't be talking about online, but it's important for anybody that's going through a period of adjustment where you're trying to kick in an addiction. That's just something that you can't do without sacrificing in a big way. Like, if you're going to change your life, it's going to cost you your old one. Like, I'm hitting so many cheesy scenarios of motivation right here, but it's all true at the end of the day. The toughest journey you're ever going to make is the battle against yourself. To get to the new you have to sacrifice that old you and all those comforts and whatnot. It's just, it is what it is. And I'm excited for a change, and I'm looking forward to what the future's got for me. But yeah, pushing into this creative side, I can't get over how quickly the creative mindset comes back once I get my head clear and away from nicotine in particular. It seems to be a real mental block for me. If I have nicotine in my system and high doses, I can't get creative. I don't know what it is about it, but that's just the nature of the beast. Let's just put it that way. But that's where we're at, and I'm loving life. Heartbroken, but I'm loving life, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the next year's gonna bring as far as this stuff goes anyway. And yes, that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you're staying safe, and you know, I have been very much aware that a lot of times in this video I have gone, and but I'm still fighting the tiredness of coming out of this addiction as well. So I'm doing better, loving life, and looking forward to the future. Guys, stay safe, and I'll talk to you on the next episode.